Hi, welcome back to Travel Rocks Our World.
And another episode of Blame It on the Alcohol.
And today we're not looking at one bourbon, but 3 bourbons. So we'll get into it after the intro.
Welcome to the bar. Can I get you a drink? Blame it on the Henny, blame it on the goose. Got you feeling dizzy. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the Yeah, cause I got it like that. Flow so smooth like I got it on tap. Yeah, and I'ma say it be a good night while I'm on my Yingling, while I'm drinking Bud Light. Can you get it when you miss me? Like I'm with whiskey, drinking Jim Beam. Yeah, baby, do you do it?
Alright, we're going to be looking at 3 bourbons from Jim Beam. We will be splitting it up into 3 episodes, I think, because if we taste them all together, it's going to be like probably a 25 minute to 30 minute video. So we'll break it up and we'll start with probably the cheapest one, which is Devil's Cut, and we'll get into that as part 1. Alright, so we're looking at Devil's Cut first. As you can see, there's a little bit out of the bottle now because this is our 3rd take at this video. We went through a big talk about it like 10 minutes ago, and well, nothing was recording, so we've had to start again. And the first take we had no lighting, so we're on to, so hopefully we're fine to carry on. So the first part of looking at these 3 bourbons from Jim Beam. So Devil's Cut is a play on Angel Share, which is
Angel Share is when the basically it evaporates from the barrel, so the alcohol does.
when the alcohol's aging.
Yep.
You know, it's not something we're going to have a big yarn about, but if you know anything about sort of whiskey making or bourbon, that's one of the things that happens. But the take on this is that instead of the whiskey or the bourbon evaporating, it's gone into the oak in the barrels. They use a technique to extract that bourbon from the oak barrels, and then they bottle it, and it is at 40%, which is
80 proof.
Yeah. So, which is quite good, which I'm always happy when you're getting 40%.
Yep.
Especially in New Zealand. So I'd like, you don't see, there's not a lot on you see about how they do the extraction, or to me I'd say they just put pure water into the barrels, let it, I'd say, soak for 4 or 5 days, and then do some sort of bottling or some sort of
They must
filtering.
extract it or dehydrate it down or do something, because otherwise it'll just be a bit watery.
And that's another thing. If they do use water and they extract it, do they have to add alcohol in to make it up to 40%? I don't know.
Not sure.
Alright, so as you can see, we've drunk some, but we're going to drink some more.
Gee, wonder what this is going to taste like.
Oh, that's a bit of a big nut.
The more you drink it, better it gets. So this isn't a strong bourbony flavour. It doesn't have that sort of caramelly, palate that you would normally have. It's sort of, to me, it's like how it's actually made, that there's a hint of bourbon, but something's been done that sort of breaks it down to a different way of drinking it. So there's probably some positives out of there actually for people who don't like the strength of bourbon but still want the alcohol content.
Or they'd like a little bit of a bourbon taste, not a hard, because I still think the Jim Beam white label taste got a lot more flavour than this, but like I said,
we haven't done that yet.
We should have got a Jim Beam white to compare with all the ones we're trying tonight.
I'll have some ice, please.
You have ice already?
Yeah, so I'll have it on the rocks.
It is like the colour of it. The colour of it is not that dark. It is a very golden colour. So, and like even the smell, there's a bit of bourbon, but it's not.
Yeah, it's really light. as far as that.
The tasting notes they say is wood, oak, and vanilla. I'm not getting any vanilla.
I'm getting the tree.
You're getting the tree.
Yeah.
Not getting a lot of oak either. Not a hardcore. I've tasted oakier whiskies and bourbons than this, so.
Yeah.
To me, it's very easy to drink like this as well, so it's not even that. And what's it like with that ice?
Oh, it mellows it out, so it's pretty good. I do like strong bourbons though. So.
Do you like strong bourbons more, do you?
Yeah, a little bit. That's what you miss by drinking this is the strength. But again, if you don't like the full-on flavour of bourbon, this is probably a really good option.
Yeah, so that's mellowed it out quite a lot, eh? Like it's even like. I think if you're a bourbon drinker, would you drink it like this? I'd say you drink it with ice. It would be all right. It wouldn't be too bad.
Quite happy to drink it with ice.
Yeah, you could probably drink it like all night pretty easily if you're going to drink it.
Depends on how you all night. What that means.
If you stay up all night and carry on, and I don't know. Well, as a sipping drink, if you're going to sit down and have a couple of bourbons at night, that'd be all right to have it like that. I think.
Just for a chilled night would be good.
So I'm going to try it with a mixer and see how that goes.
I'll just have a taste of yours.
Yeah. As Leeann can drink out of my glass now because
we're not in COVID.
Lockdown now.
As you were married, so it probably doesn't matter.
But COVID's still out there. But New Zealand has become, well, we're trying to be
community
COVID-free.
transmission.
Yeah, community transmissions. That's another story. All right, I've got as you can see, the top's off already. I've already had a few already. So the Royal Crown Draft. As I found out, because I always say I'm a bit of a, what was it?
Cola connoisseur?
No, mixer snob. I found out that Fever Tree does a Coca-Cola. Cola.
A cola, yeah.
Cola, right.
The Coca-Cola's a brand.
Yeah. Fever Tree does a cola. Can't get it here in New Zealand, of course.
When you go back overseas, you can get it. Then you're alright.
Get it in here. Everything else is this. Well,
import it then.
Alright. Alright. I'll get a bit of only a half and half mix. See how that goes. Oh, better swizzle it up.
Yep, so much of it.
Half and half mix can just taste the bourbon in the background a little bit.
That's probably a little bit better than what you did earlier.
Yeah, it did earlier. It's probably...
Yeah, you can taste a little bit of the bourbon.
Yeah, which isn't so bad. But if you're doing if you go to a bar and get this, and you get a nip pourer, get 2 nips with Coke, you're not going to taste it.
No.
You're going to taste the Coke.
So if you're at home, I'd really encourage you to do almost like a half and half mix, because that's the only way you're going to really, really taste it. So it's not because the alcohol's there, it's more because the depth of flavour is hard to distinguish over the Coke.
And if you're doing a half and half mix at home, you're not going to last all night. Tell you that. You're pretty gone. Yeah, well, you probably... Oh, well, no, I suppose there are some big drinkers, so they probably might go all night drinking it.
So we're going to give, as far as ratings there, huh?
All right, I'm a 3.2, I think. I think it's a good bourbon. You can drink it neat, on the rocks, and with
cola or a mixer.
Yeah. It's not the best bourbon, but it's tasty enough.
It tastes like bourbon, but without the depth of flavour. That's the thing. That's the only thing I'm missing, because I actually really like bourbon. I like to have a strong bourbon flavour, and that's what it's lacking a little bit. But like I said, for those that don't like that strong flavour, that's probably a really, really good option. And on the rocks is actually not bad. I could drink that like that.
Yeah. So what was your rating?
Oh, I'm over a 3. I'll say that. So probably similar to yours.
Yeah. No,
it's very drinkable.
It's drinkable, but Out
It
of
is missing that bourbon-y
Yeah.
flavour. Yeah.
out of all three, we're going to try this as the cheapest one, and it's hard because I suppose they extract it from the barrels. Can they give it an age? I didn't even check to see if there was an age on it. Because I suppose
It is what it is.
Yeah, I suppose what it is. Even if you're a new bourbon drinker or someone that hasn't drunk a lot of
Good
bourbon,
idea. That's a easy way to get into it.
get into tasting bourbon because it hasn't got that. And if you do like the bourbon, well,
If you
if you're getting into bourbon and you do like the taste of this, then you can progress onto stronger bourbon.
Yeah.
So yeah,
cool.
but yeah, like we said, this is a 3-part series as from the start. We're going to try all the bourbons tonight. So hopefully the videos don't get too bad.
Don't digress.
But we're going to do it in 3 parts on the YouTube. We're going to put it up in 3 parts. So this is the first one on Devil's Cut. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, so any new videos that come out, you are notified that it's there.
But if you like this video, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah. So we'll be carrying on to the next one after this, but for this video, it's all over, and we'll see you next week.
Laters.